Who you gonna call, everyone? It's Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Devin, joined as always by my co-hosts, Lorne and Bruce, and today we are continuing forward with Fleetway Sonic the Comic. And, well, today there's a lot of filler.
There's not a whole lot going on in these stories.
There's some interesting stuff, but
There's a few
It's not nothing, yeah.
No,
and our
not
last
nothing, but
our last couple episodes have been a little long anyway, so maybe that was due.
yeah, probably.
We're starting here with a story called Smokey and the Badnik, Kitching and Elson, wherein Sonic meets Smokey, a boy with a most unusual friend. Is he a
What's
bear?
up?
Is it Smokey Bear? Or is he a
Bear
bunny?
or a dog or a bunny or something. I'm not really sure what this animal's supposed to be. Or what this Badnik is supposed to be either.
Isn't this from, like, Springyard?
Is it?
It's a roller Badnik from Springyard, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This thing's, it's creeping up on him, and, well, it's actually not, because apparently he's friends with a Badnik.
This isn't our first time with seemingly friendly Badniks in this series.
Yeah, but those were ones that got reprogrammed.
This one seems to already be friendly. I guess we'll see.
What? And it's very strange, right? Because Sonic gets here and he's like, I'm looking for a Badnik. Just one.
I'm just looking for any Badnik. You found one yet, kid?
Yeah, that implies that it would be like a super Badnik or something.
Yeah, no.
Not like this.
No, you're just here looking for a Badnik.
Well, it's like, I don't know if the troopers count as Badniks, but it's like you smash hundreds of those things every day.
They inconsistently call the troopers Badniks, and that's been bugging me.
As I can tell, in this comic, any robot made by Robotnik, or I guess for Robotnik, is a Badnik.
It's called a Badnik, but they've also alluded to the idea that Badniks only are the only ones that or only Badniks have animals in them, but the troopers don't have animals in them. So
yeah, but they've called troopers Badniks. So.
I know it bugs the crap out of me.
I just wish there was a consistent way to know what robots had animals in them.
Yeah, I think that's more what I'm looking for.
Troopers do indeed show up. Sonic tells Smokey to run. He goes to get the roller, but Sonic sees them.
He's like so shocked.
Yeah, it's a good frame. A trooper straggler did follow Sonic, and he shoots at them, and the kid dives inside the roller Badnik.
The roller Badnik's also grabbing him, so it looks like he's just eating him.
Basically, yeah. So it's like, I assume this means that this Badnik does not already have a guy in it.
Right, yeah.
But Sonic smashes the trooper, and he is shocked to see that Smokey is unharmed. He's in the Badnik by choice, and he's like, no, I'm trying to keep it safe. He's my friend. So what's up? Yeah. Like, okay, is this Kitching planting seeds? Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I feel like it has to be.
I would assume so.
Sonic is like, oh, well, it's a Badnik. All the Badniks have to go. And we cut forward to, another planet. Next time we see Smokey, he's alone, and he's talking to troopers. He's like, no, the Badnik was smashed by Sonic. But he's lying. Sonic let him go, and he and his Badnik friend walk off.
And the Badnik can talk.
Also, it can talk! What the hell? Why did you wait till now?
That's a good question. Who knows?
And, yeah, I guess we're just casually dropping that some Badniks can be completely benevolent.
Well, it still could be a programming error. We just didn't see the programming error on screen. Or in comic.
It could be a programming error. I don't rule out that it couldn't be some elaborate fake out.
It could also just be a fake out.
It's not impossible. It could go out any number of ways. Honestly, we don't have much information here.
I feel like if it were a fake out, they wouldn't have this ending that's like sentimental. That's maybe that would be a clever misdirect. I don't know, but yeah.
If it were a fake out, it could be like dramatic then, because like Smokey's like, no, I thought you were my friend or something like that.
I mean, yes. Sure, the problem is that we've had 5 pages with this character.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Why I'm saying
it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal to us.
Yeah. Well, Either way, strange story to start on. But let's continue forward to the big decision, Kitching and Elson. Porker Lewis is faced with a terrifying situation while he grapples with his role on the team.
Understandable, honestly, after his recent experiences.
Yeah.
Yes, being trapped on Little Planet with the Metallics for a month has completely traumatized Lewis, who is already probably not the bravest out of the freedom fighters to begin with.
Because his experience on Little Planet, he has some form of undiagnosed PTSD now, so of course he doesn't really want to be a field agent anymore.
Yes, he's quitting the team.
Yeah.
And Sonic
Yeah,
is
A massive
dick.
fucking asshole about it.
As usual.
This is like the biggest asshole Sonic moment we've had, though.
It might be, and
So
you know,
far, at least.
well, and this is like,
Well, obviously.
do we give them a pass for this? Is the question, because it's clearly on purpose. You know, you're not supposed to agree.
It's obvious they're playing up Sonic's assholeness to make us kind of hate him in this story.
It works.
It does. I'm not complaining about that, but I feel like they almost played up too much, and he just ruthlessly insults Lewis.
It's interesting. It's an interesting shake-up to the formula.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected Porker to ever leave the team. So
yeah.
it's cool to see them making big changes like this.
I wouldn't expect to see one of in a freedom fighter team that's this small. I wouldn't expect them to shake things up by having a character retire.
And I think partially Sonic's ruthlessness is to sort of put out there Porker's insecurities. Because
Sure.
like he's not completely happy with making this decision. And so it's just showing the two sides. Like he can't force himself to go on, but he's not happy about it. And so Sonic is sort of
Right.
playing the other side to, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what I'm saying. If that makes sense.
Well,
I get what you mean.
it's more of the Sonic is insecure thing as well. He says, you know, like, oh, Lewis is too soft. You know, you're
Right.
which is, you know, a very crappy thing to say to someone who did, you know, at one point save the world from the Metallics, and sacrifice himself to do it. Amy, Johnny, and Tails, they actually give him shit for this. You know, they actually stand up for Lewis. So
Rightfully
Sonic
so.
kind of storms off. Good, give us some character progression from that.
Yeah.
He ends up meeting up with the Chaotix, who are heading for Angel Island because apparently Fang has escaped from Special Zone Prison.
Damn.
Apparently that's where they left. This is very funny because I thought, oh, maybe Knack will like stay on the team somehow. They'll just like, you know,
Give him a
yell at
stern
him or
talking to.
something. Yeah, exactly. But he wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't stick around because there was like a story with the Chaotix, at least one, maybe multiple. I don't remember. And he wasn't there. So it's funny that once again Sonic the Comic has done a weird thing with an element and then brought it sort of back because now Knack is loose cannon of their own.
Yeah, he basically is just
work.
the game version.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's good because like I wasn't sure what kind of consequences he was going to face before, and also apparently the Special Zone has a prison. Citizens? Who knows? I knows.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where that goes also.
Yeah. They do not actually... Sonic does not actually join them. They disappear into Omniviewer and a separate story. Sonic also will not be joining them because he gets shot.
Damn, Sonic's dead.
Oh my gosh. You know, this is a thing that lots of stories struggle with. But, you know, when you want the heroes to sort of have a setback, and so for that reason they have to mess up somehow. But like he was just distracted by the Chaotix so bad that they snuck up on him. No.
The Omniviewer radiates a field of incompetence.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Sonic felt compelled to check a wiki for some reason, and he couldn't notice troopers have him at gunpoint. Although they're holding up Amy and Johnny as well, and one of them's heading for the caravan where Lewis and Tails are.
Yeah, I guess one of them says that they heard reports of an illegally parked caravan, so...
That is
Someone
actually
ratted them
hilarious
out.
that after everything, the thing that would get them is parking tickets. Sonic tries to fight back, but kind of can't. I guess getting shot does that.
Yeah, usually.
So it is up to Lewis to be a hero. I guess Tails just kind of stands there and watches, which is...
Well, look, Tails is still... At this point in Sonic media, Tails is still just a regular-ass child.
Yeah.
Well, in Sonic the Comic in particular. Definitely.
Sonic the Comic, and, well, Archie was also doing that, where Tails was basically just a child that, for some reason, was a freedom fighter.
At least at first.
Yeah.
But Lewis does indeed save the day. He reroutes some wires and uses them with the water on the floor to electrocute the guys.
I like that. That's a cool way to handle this.
Yes.
Just be shooting out of their eyes is also pretty cool looking.
That is pretty cool looking.
It's a good illustration. I wish we had these scans in a little bit better quality.
Yeah, I noticed the scan quality also. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. And, it proves that he is indeed, still capable.
Oh, yeah.
But he's still leaving because that's not how trauma works,
Right.
Yeah.
So he's heading for Mushroom Hill with the other civvies. And Sonic is nicer to him now and, almost apologizes, but Lewis is like, oh, you don't have to.
Like, no, Lewis, he needs to apologize. He was an asshole.
I mean, he's making the effort, which is really what counts.
Yeah, but
it's like, I don't know, man.
One that soured the mood.
He says, Sonic, you're right, I am too soft. And it's like, well... You're kind of reinforcing.
That's a little much, actually.
Yeah. But, Lewis is not going to be part of the team. However, that does not mean that he is out of the comic.
right, we'll still be seeing him.
Yeah. Which is why this is a good story, is because it's not just an excuse to remove a character. They're doing something with him.
Yeah, he just has different things to do now, and that's cool.
So, the Chaotix headed off into a different story, and this is that story. This is Traitor of the Lost Pyramid, Kitching and Mike White on art, who maybe we've seen? I don't think so.
The art doesn't look familiar, so...
Team Chaotix ventures to Angel Island seeking Knuckles' help to capture Neck, who escaped from prison.
Alright.
He's busy posing dramatically on a rock in a Dragon Ball Z fight wasteland.
Yeah, the entirety of Angel Island looks like that wasteland in this on this page.
Yeah.
It also is horribly tilted.
Yeah, why is it tilting like that?
I mean, it did run into a mountain last week.
That's true.
It would, really, you'd be, trying to stand, and you'd mess with your head. You're like, I feel like I'm not standing straight.
Yeah, I feel like Knuckles would be, leaning off to one side.
I mean, it already has hills. I don't know. My house is built on kind of a slope. Anyway, the Chaotix are here. Charmy says, yippity yappity doo.
Button it, Charmy, says SBO.
Yeah.
I think I've just started glossing over Charmy's dialogue because I didn't even see that he said that.
That's what it is that because you don't actually have to hear a voice say anything, it's never that annoying to the actual readers.
It's fair,
like
yeah.
One Piece is a big thing with this, where they have characters have weird verbal tics or, very unique, quote-unquote, laughs that don't make any sense if they are spoken out loud. So the One Piece TV show can be really grating for things that are completely forgettable in the comics. Anyway, they are asking for Knuckles' permission. I like that. They're being, respectful of Angel Island.
Yes, I love that.
They're asking.
Their comic.
They're asking for Knuckles' permission to check Sandopolis, where they suspect Fang is, because as we saw from that Captain Plunder story, there's treasure there.
Ooh.
Yeah, Knuckles is better friends with the Chaotix than Sonic is, so they have that considerate nature, especially since Sonic just comes and goes as he pleases here, which we know pisses him off.
Yeah.
Omniviewer has a handsome JoJo character face in this story for some reason.
Omni has a lot of weird different faces.
Yeah, his face seems to change every time we see him.
He's just a strange character in general. He's mostly a utility.
He's a tool with a face, basically.
He gets them all to Sandopolis fast, where, hey, that pyramid's been unburied.
Yeah.
Was the pyramid buried? Because...
Yes.
Because
It
I looked
was.
back at the other story because I was like, was it buried? I don't remember seeing a frame that showed it was buried. I thought it was just like filled with sand.
So
I thought it was buried.
Knuckles uncapped the thing, which made it fill with sand. You could
Mhm.
say from that perspective that it was because the pyramid was sinking back into the earth.
Yeah.
Because they did unearth it to get it there, but I admit that's pretty... The connection is a little tenuous.
Not too important anyway.
Not really.
Indeed. Anyway, SVO gets ghost blasted in the chest.
How does a one take that? Like, not
I mean-
even... It goes, like, through him.
They say that, like, walking through a ghost in fiction usually feels like, you know, getting super cold or, like, having ice
Yeah.
water dumped on you or something.
Yeah.
That's what SVO says it's called.
Yeah. They head inside, and Fang is here trying to break into a sarcophagus.
Well,
And
that's what
also
it
there's no
looks like
sand.
he's trying to do. I mean, there's a bit of sand.
There's
but not nearly
sand.
as much as you'd expect.
Yes.
This-
Well, and it's funny because it's like, well, there's very little sand, there's very little anything else except for that sarcophagus. And it's like, you know, oh, you know, I've already got the treasure. And it's like, what do you mean? Where is it? And it's like, oh, it's all in this one box.
'Cause I shrank it down.
Yes. Not just that gun from the first Chaotic story. Fang's entire MO is that he's got shrinking and growth technology, and that's his thing in this comic.
At least it's an explanation for why he inexplicably could shrink and grow his gun.
I mean, I thought it was just a function of the gun itself.
I mean, I would have
didn't
figured that
immediately
also.
think that this is where it was going. Good on you, I guess, Sonic the Comic. Doing
Yeah.
weird things
Yeah.
with known Sonic characters. Okay, sure, why not?
I mean, yes, but it's like, in the games, his thing is that he has a hover bike and can, like, bounce on his tail and has a pop gun.
Right.
Which I guess are all, you know, little silly quirks, but he doesn't even use a normal gun here. At least not right now.
He's actually a full-on techie, apparently.
Yeah, I guess
because
so.
he's like, oh, yeah, hey, I found this Guardian, and he was, like, broken, and then I, like, fixed him. Which is, like, extra impressive, because I don't
That is
think
impressive,
that
yeah.
it, like, works off of, like, electronics.
No, the man's well versed in apparently ancient technology.
I mean, making him, like, you know, a grave robber... He's got the Indiana Jones hat already.
He does. Also, we kind of glossed over this, but he also shrank the sand.
Yeah.
That was how all the sand got cleared away, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's really funny, too, because Knuckles is like, wait, where's all the sand? And Knuckles like, you absolute buffoon. It's right under your feet. Let me spell it out for you. He acts like it's so obvious. The way he explains it is very funny.
Hey, Bruce, do you remember the Sand Temple in Skyward Sword and how you get that thing,
Vaguely.
the like, blowy
Oh,
gust
yeah.
machine? And how there's rooms and rooms full of sand that you blow away with it, but it just disappears even though it's all still in one room.
Yeah, I remember that. I also remember the need to clear out every room.
Oh yeah,
Perfectly.
Skyward Sword, it encourages klepto behavior at certain points.
Behavior.
Anywho, yes, Fang sicks the stone golem on them, who listens to him because I guess he can reprogram them.
I think that's an idea.
Yeah.
But before the fight even starts, we pan over to Fang's shrink ray, which she just left on the floor.
That's bad enough. But the great part is just like, oh, shoot, I dropped it on the ground. It's fine, I'll just make a new one.
Make a new one. Fucking
It's
what?
not hard to just walk over there and grab it, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, you have a golem who's currently keeping the Chaotix and Knuckles busy. Just walk behind them.
and they don't even notice that it's on the floor until later, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's just a faster way to get away, though.
Huh?
And Knuckles does use it exactly the way you expect him to, which is that he grabs it and shrinks down the thing.
I mean, that's smart.
I mean, it's
I'm not saying it doesn't make
feeling.
sense, I just...
Yeah, no, that definitely tracked.
So they escape, and they run out, and they find Knack trying to get away, and he does the exact same thing again.
Not quite, actually. He whips out the device. I'm like, oh, okay, he's gonna like make him small so he can't escape. No, that's not what he does. Actually, it's more entertaining. He's like, let me just restore the size of all the treasure in there and make his craft explode.
That is honestly more entertaining than just being like, yeah, no, we're just gonna shrink it to make it, make him less of a threat.
I mean, yes, but mostly Knack's just lucky that destroyed the ship without crushing him to death.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of times in these comics where it's like, oh, someone should have gotten seriously hurt here, but nice, fine.
Which I suppose shrinking the ship down and not shrinking Knack down would have been even worse for that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not what I was expecting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it explodes. The panel of him flying out is kind of funny. And consequently getting caught by Mighty in his arms. He's doing the princess carry. It's romantic.
Also, there's a great bit here. I forgot. As Knack is flying away, he's like, "Oh no, I forgot that." Or no, it's like he's getting away, and then Charmy is like, "Oh, well, I can fly and catch him." But it's like, "No, yeah, but you're useless."
Yeah, we don't care about you, Charmy.
They're so rude to the least annoying version of Charmy in the franchise. No, that's not. I guess Archie Charmy is not that bad.
No, he's not that bad.
But don't worry, Flynn will fix that once we get back.
Looking forward to it.
Anyway, yeah, they nab Fang. They take him through the Vero portal and leave Knuckles to clean up without them. And yeah, Fang has really settled into his more expected role. And I don't know, it's an okay story, pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of that story, let's read Jake's story. What? This is a story by Kitching and White, same as before, but Knuckles chases down an egg robo suspected of kidnapping a child.
Wow.
So, So, we're in Mushroom Hill.
Uh-huh.
And egg robo is here in Mushroom Hill. It hungers for flesh, or, well, it hungers for a power source, but it's basically the same thing. If a Badnik is here in Mushroom Hill, shouldn't it, like, immediately report info back to Robotnik?
Robotnik's network was down.
So I did think about that. Knuckles later is like, oh, I thought I got rid of all the Badniks. I must have lost one. And there are egg robos in, like, Sky Sanctuary.
That's true.
We saw them in this comic.
This one was just managing to survive, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just got cut off from the rest of the group, and it's running low on power. So, like, it's not a stretch to assume it's not radioing back. Maybe its communication was even damaged or just not the power.
Yeah. That or
Fair
Robotnik's network runs on Comcast.
In any case, it goes into this boy Jake's room, and, well, next we see everybody's saying, "No, oh god, get him, it's flying away," and "Oh no, Jake's gone."
Without any of them actually seeing that he had the child.
We're not there yet, but...
I know, but, you know...
Yes, the populace here decides Knuckles needs to know about this, because he's the boss, I guess. Knuckles is still a teenager, but alright.
Yeah, but he is the guardian of Angel Island, so in turn he's also the guardian of these guys.
I suppose. Also, I don't know if that's Lewis there on the left, but he looks extremely evil here.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was supposed to be Lewis.
There's also a guy with an Eggman mustache behind him. But Knuckles is here outside at Lava Reef. And hey, there's the egg robo.
Yeah. It's kind of vibing.
Yeah, and he makes a grab for it. For something that's low on power, it's tougher than it looks.
It is still a Robotnik robot.
Indeed. But Knuckles intentionally holds back because he doesn't want to hurt the kid. But one of the heat vents from the volcano bursts, destroying the bot, immolating it.
Yikes.
Damn, I guess the kid's dead.
Yeah, we get a couple panels where Knuckles thinks he just watched a child die.
Knuckles is like, oh god, how do I explain to his mother?
Yeah, it's like I have to inform the next of kin.
Absolutely insane. Never thought I'd see this.
Well, and the answer is, just kidding. He gets back and the kid was actually hiding in the closet the entire time.
Yeah.
So he's fine. Well, Knuckles doesn't have to have survivor's guilt, but that was kind of pointless.
Yeah. I don't know why they do this. It's a very weird thing.
This story was pointless.
It wasn't even Jake's story. It was mostly Knuckles' story about saving Jake, but he wasn't in real danger.
Yeah, saving Jake from nothing.
At least he got rid of a stray egg roll.
Fair enough. That's good enough for me. Let's move along to Reflections. Kitching and White again. These were all from the same special that were all Knuckles focused, so I think it's all the same duo. But Knuckles meets his match.
That's a good summary.
That is a good summary.
Well, how do you want me to say this? We got a cursed mirror. We need a second. Anyway, we start off with Knuckles being a total dickhead, pushing people around for no reason and breaking their houses.
I'm gonna be honest, I just immediately took this like, oh, Knuckles is snapped.
I'm so fucking tired of these people on my island.
these people that he hasn't had a problem with up until now. I don't know why my brain was just like, oh, yep, Knuckles is just an ass now.
Right,
I thought it was another
last story where he's
right after
so concerned about a child.
I have to tell you, okay, I read these stories about 24 hours apart, so that's probably why that didn't come
This
to my
kid
mind.
wasn't even in danger. I'll make him in danger.
I'll make all of you in danger.
I thought it was another Rogue Extra Life, but that's also really funny. But it doesn't take long for us to see that, hey, it's real Knuckles, and he's got a thing under a sheet. So they...
I mean, I immediately knew what that was, given the title.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to figure out.
They have a very short fight until Knuckles, the other Knuckles, gets knuckled down. Fakels declares victory, and then, hey, he shouts, if you guys don't want to be my slaves, you have an hour to decide if you'd rather just die. And now I will leave?
Yeah, I guess
Where's he
he's gonna
going?
go survey his new kingdom.
Oh, yeah, and all the not people it has.
I mean, yeah.
This I'm gonna call them Reflecals. I think Reflecals is a little bit of an oddball, because they're like they talk the big talk. They're like, oh, I'm a perfect duplicate of you, Knuckles. I even have the same memories as you.
But I'm an asshole.
He's a jerk. But somehow he falls for the most obvious trick of Knuckles just playing dead.
Which literally Knuckles has done in other fights in this very comic.
Yeah.
So it's like you should remember having done that.
Clearly, Reflecals is not the brightest.
No. Knuckles explains that now I have to call them Reflecals. I've written Fakels in all of my notes, but I have to align with the group.
Yeah, we have to align with the canon.
He is the product of a cursed mirror full of dark spirits that Knuckles found somewhere. Where is this? Is this still on Angel Island? I don't know.
I mean, it has to be. I don't
I would
understand why
assume
he
so,
would
but this
not be
looks
on
like
Angel Island.
this looks like too normal of a room to be on Angel Island.
Because it doesn't look like Echidna Ruins.
It just looks like a regular ass house.
Maybe
I was
it
stealing from Sonic.
someone's home, I guess.
Stealing from Sonic.
Emerald Hill is empty, maybe.
Oh yeah, he just went to Emerald Hill and was looking around.
Yeah. But, yeah, he looked in the mirror, his reflection jumped out at him, and that's that. Anyway, now we're fighting again. Except more chasing than fighting. He gets Reflecals to chase him, and then he leads him further, and he's like, come at me, bro. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And then it turned out to actually be the reflection, so he put him in the mirror, and then he smashes the mirror.
Yeah. Reflecals is the stupid Knuckles.
Look, it's a magic mirror. It plays by its own rules, okay?
Yeah, fair.
I don't know why this magic mirror... I mean, maybe it wasn't from Angel Island. Who knows where it was from? This is just a random story. Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, this story, it doesn't... Well, I want to say it doesn't matter, but...
As far as I've seen, it doesn't matter.
Reflectals will return for vengeance.
He better return, goddammit.
Well, you know what? We are going to get a return from someone. It's our good old friend, Captain Plunder.
Let's go!
Yeah!
This is the ghost ship, Kitching and Dobbin. Knuckles forms an unstable alliance with Captain Plunder to recover an ancient artifact from the Tantragore ghost ship. Tantragore.
This Captain Plunder story also has Sonic characters in it. Character.
It's the Plunder Pirates. Simpson is here. I was wondering where he was before. He's using his tail as an umbrella. And
A series of amusing background events in this story.
Yeah.
indeed, Plunder has some new crewmates since all that stuff in Sandopolis and losing his old crew.
Yeah, none of them have names though.
No, and they're in a storm and they all might die because they're sky pirates and there's lightning and stuff.
You'd think they'd have like a lightning rod to deal with that.
They should use Simpson for that.
That would probably
You know what?
make
Yeah.
In this panel, he just has a ball on his head. What's up with that?
That's his
sense.
nose.
Put his nose, yeah.
Oh, he took off his nose and put it on his head. Okay. But it's not the storm that does it. It is, in fact, a ghost ship that shoots them down.
It's the ghost ship of Tantaragor.
Tantragor. Tantaragor, you're right. I was writing Tantragor. It's the ghost ship from Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. That's my headcanon.
You know what? Sure, yeah.
I'll accept that until that is definitely not the case.
They're gonna turn Simpson to stone for the entire game.
Oh no.
Where's my boy Linebeck? Anyway, this is stupid. Anyway, they land on Angel Island, and well, that really has nothing to do with what Knuckles is busy with right now, which is I'm trying to get the Emerald Chamber operational. Lewis, can you help me? No.
No, this is some weird tech.
It is interesting because sometimes you're like, oh, you've got. Well, I mean, last issue, literally, Dak was like, oh, I found this ancient statue, and I was just able to repair it. But no. Porker's like, this is like really old tech. I don't really know how it works.
Yeah, are they
this is
implying that
bullshit.
Fang is more adept with gadgetry than Lewis? That doesn't seem right.
Bullshit. Damn.
But at least we confirm he is indeed living here and doing an okay time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Plunder shows up in the Mushroom Hill Village, and I was like, oh god, not this guy.
It's time for Plunder to derail another plot line.
Hell
Let's go.
yeah.
Yep.
I really like how he sees Knuckles. He's like, me old mate. Like they're instantly friends, having been forced together on a prior adventure.
Yeah, and they weren't really on the same side in that even the whole way through. He just kind of stopped him from dying to ghosts.
Yeah.
But ironically, we actually end up basically skipping over whatever disagreements they could have, which is surprising. We get
I
to
think Knuckles is like, let's just get them out of here as soon as I can.
I guess it must be something like that. We cut
Probably.
to Knuckles raising Angel Island up to the ghost ship's level. I guess you can do that.
I mean, it does have controls, so...
I mean, he piloted it earlier, yeah, but...
yeah, so I don't think that's that weird.
It's just not what I expect to see, even knowing that Echidna's had advancements in this series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously not normal. Knuckles is like, I've never taken the island up this high before. This better be worth my effort here.
Yeah.
Yep. And, yeah, we see the ghost ship of Tantaragor. I have written Tantragor so much in my notes, but I was wrong.
Weird name.
He helps them board, and Plunder's like, oh, we can get you blueprints to help Angel Island systems get back fully online.
When I first read this, I was like not 100% sure if Plunder is being genuine. At first,
Yeah.
I was like, he's just completely lying. Why the heck would he have documents pertaining to ancient Echidna technology? But then he's like, oh, it was in with the plans that I got for Sandopolis. And then I was like, wait, maybe he's telling the truth.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh.
I thought he was lying at first, too, but no, he is actually truthful. We'll see in the future.
Oh, also, Filch really doesn't like Simpson's art. Poor guy.
He's unappreciated in his time.
Oof.
Anyway, the treasure they're lifting from this ship is called the Tantaragor Idol, which is this... It's a alien statue? I don't know. It looks like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull to me, but,
I like that Plunder automatically has knowledge of, like, all rare treasures. Because, like, he didn't even believe this ship existed until
now
he saw it earlier.
Now immediately he knows exactly what to do with the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they got directories,
Yeah, he found the wiki.
But the idol summons glowing orange snake men.
Uh-oh.
They're called the Traitor, and they are in fact not just snake men. They're all manner of sort of vaguely Egyptian hieroglyph looking
Yeah,
guys,
they're Egyptian aesthetic.
or like depictions of pharaohs aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah. Or, well, the one with the jackal head, which is the one that seems to be primarily talking, is, I mean, the Egyptian god adjacent, but either way.
But the Traitor, they are really strong, and they capture a lot of pirates while Knuckles and Plunder just run the fuck away.
Ah, and Plunder loses another crew.
Yup.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah, they want to make everybody their slaves, but Plunder is like, oh, I've figured out how the idol works. It's a teleporter.
Huh?
Right?
Okay. I thought it just summoned
Sure
the
thing.
ghosts, but apparently...
Sure thing, bud.
Yes, it takes them back to his place, actually.
Yeah, I didn't expect this. I'm like, what? We're getting some Plunder
Some plunder.
backstory?
Yeah, we got some plunder lore.
Plundlore, yeah. And, yeah, they go to his house, and Knuckles indeed verifies that the blueprints are real, but he also wants to save the prisoners from the ship, which is funny, because Plunder doesn't give a shit about them.
Yeah, like, good job, Knuckles, being the good guy, but, like,
Sure.
he should have just asked for, like, Plunder to send him back or something on his own, because, like, he's not gonna agree to come, obviously.
Nah, he's gonna come whether he likes it or not.
Well, and he doesn't just not want to go, he sicks his goons on Knuckles, which I guess means that he has even more crewmates we didn't know about.
I
I
guess
don't
a
think
few.
all of them got captured.
No, I think only there were a few that got transported with them.
Yeah. Knuckles is able to hold his own against them,
Of
and
course.
I like that in all of this, Simpson starts accidentally beating up the other crewmates. He just wants to be included. But Plunder jumps on Knuckles, they both crash through a window and end up right in front of this terrifying old lady and her terrifying bodyguard.
Got the pirate
Zorabelle,
queen.
the Pirate Queen, yes. So, it's not outright stated, but if you compare Zorabelle and Plunder, they sort of look like they might be the same species.
They look somewhat similar.
Furthermore, Plunder seems like a little intimidated by Zorabelle. Now that could just be because they're the Pirate Queen, right?
Right, yeah.
But I like to think that maybe she's like a grandmother or a mother, a relative of his of some sort.
Yeah.
I think that is a good headcanon. I have no idea if that's true. It might be. I literally do not know.
Funnier that way when I see these two interact to think that.
Yes, because she can kind of make Plunder do what she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, she yells at Plunder for 2 panels until the idol just kind of teleports everyone away. It's not even like he really does it on purpose.
No.
This time it wasn't it definitely wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, because Knuckles says it must be the Traitor again. So they end up in front of Ekletos,
Weird name.
Yes,
Like
Ekletos.
Tensor.
spiritual leader of the Traitor. He's kind of an elephant.
Yeah, he's based
He's a
off
very
of
he's a very
Vishnu.
skinny elephant man. But he's not here to fight. He is actually not with the guys on the ship. Those guys are a rogue faction who wanted to kidnap people for slave labor to build a pyramid to house their evil high priest.
I love that the way this story works is Knuckles is just trying to, fix Angel Island. Plunder comes along and says, hey, we're going to get some treasure. Then this guy rips them out into parallel dimensions like, hey, there's a maniacal plot of some insane, cultists. Knuckles just can't get on track.
Yeah, Knuckles is the most "this is not my job" character in, I guess, not even just Sonic the Comic, but in Sonic in general. He's always getting pulled away to something other than the thing he wants to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yes, Knuckles is like, I want to save those guys, and Ekletos is like, well, you know what, that means you're a good person, so I'll teleport you back to the ghost ship. But unfortunately, he teleports them basically right in the middle of the heretic faction. They're on him as soon as he arrives, basically. But I guess that's all kind of part of the plan, because they immediately beat Knuckles. He falls immediately, and they take the idol back. But then it's not working when they try to use it. Oh, because Eklatos already did. So I guess he was just using Knuckles as bait.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So more of this is not my job is, it's like, okay, well, like you wanted to save them, but I don't actually care whether you wanted to or not. I just needed someone in the way so that I could capture these bad guys anticlimactically.
Yeah, kinda.
But he's like, thanks for your help. I'll send you back home, specifically to Plunder's home in Pirate Town. And
Yeah, this is a satisfying ending here, though, for Plunder, I think, because Plunder first is like, hey, wait, where's the idol? And Knuckles like, I guess he took it along with him. And then Plunder's like, what? No idol? No diagrams. You don't get to keep it. And then Zorobel's like, hey, idiot. We could have been in big trouble if Knuckles had spoken up there. Yeah, you give him his diagrams. And Plunder's like put in his place for once.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
she implies that she's gonna punch the shit out of him at the end. She says, Tom, fetch me my knuckle dusters, to her Lurch from the Addams Family attendant. So yeah, interesting story, questionable execution, but Knuckles got his thing. The problem, or I don't even know if I'd call it a problem, the result of all this, though, is that Knuckles is not on Angel Island. It is going to be a while before he gets back there, because he has to lug a box the whole way.
Oh, good. Knuckles traveling home.
Yeah. But, yeah, ghost ships, demigods, I just kind of wish that Knuckles punching things got to be the solution sometimes. But, it is what it is. Let's move on here to Hidden Dangers, Stringer on writing and Kitching on art, which is the most confusing artist-writer configuration in any comic so far. But Sonic and Tails face an invisible enemy.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a very simplistic story. Tropical Jungle Zone, which is not Jungle Zone, so I don't know, 3 out of 10 zone name, not a very original.
Yeah.
It's under attack by Robotnik, but nobody knows what the weapon is. And we run into that again where Kitching draws Sonic pretty on model, Tails looks okay as well. All of these other dudes look like they could be on the kids menu at Denny's. But yeah, they find a spy camera, which prompts a Robotnik to launch his invisible weapon. It's a robot with a cloaking device.
We seen Robotnik in any media use something like this? Because I felt like we had.
Well, I'll give you a hint. This robot does not obsessively beat its chest with Deco and Boko inside.
Thank you.
Oh.
But yes, it smacks Sonic, and he falls on the ground, and Tails is like, Sonic's down, and I'm next! You're not even gonna try?
Nope.
No, it's Tails.
Yes, he... Well, it's funny, because we have this again, where Sonic gets knocked down, and it's like, oh no, Sonic's down, I'm next. Sonic just gets back up.
Yeah.
No, it's because of the cliffhanger apart again.
It is, yeah. These comics...
Well, Tails does have a habit of panicking the moment Sonic goes down.
That's also true. And you know what? That's even canon accurate to the games, because in both Lost World and Forces, Tails is like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But Sonic wakes up. He literally manages to save Tails from getting smacked. And then Tails is like, oh, there's a river here. You want me to fly over it? And Sonic's like, no. Just lift me to the edge of the water, where he kicks the water a bunch and splashes it on the invisible robot.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, so, okay. It makes sense, generally, that you're like, oh, put some substance on the invisible dude to make him visible. That's a common trope in media like this. I feel like water, a transparent substance, is the worst possible choice for that.
Yeah, but you have to remember, in comics and cartoons, water is blue.
It would make it pretty visible.
Well, Sonic's next part of the plane also makes it easily more visible.
I mean,
True.
You can see water just floating. I just feel like they, it's like, just make it mud or something. It feels
Mud
more
would have made a
readable.
lot more sense. But again, the second part of the plan makes it actually make sense.
Yeah, Sonic throws a bunch of leaves and vines on him, and that makes him more visible, and it also blinds him.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, yeah, he smacks him, the cloaking device is damaged, and we get a proper look at it. This thing looks like something out of a 50s, like, sci-fi B-movie.
Yeah, it reminds me of, oh god, Forbidden Planet, I think?
Either that or Lost in Space, get them confused.
That is the movie I was thinking of.
Strange looking. It's not really a Robotnik design, but, I mean,
yeah.
I don't expect that these days.
Maybe it's another Grimer design.
Oh, well...
Grimer's a fan of like 60s science fiction movie, or 50s, excuse me.
They did actually say earlier that it was another Grimer design.
They did?
Oh, there you go.
A smash
I didn't even catch that.
Grimer does everything. He's the real MVP of the Empire.
He really is.
Yeah, damn.
Anyway, Sonic and Tails punch him until he falls into the water. And, you know, it's like, we talk about how come Eggman only ever does a Monster of the Week plan once? And they lampshade that here, because Robotnik's like, wait, why don't we just make a whole army of invisible robots? And Grimer's like, yeah, well, I accidentally turned the blueprints invisible.
Yeah, we had an error while during production, and
ludicrous reason, but at least it's a reason, I guess.
It's something, and Kitching's drawing of Robotnik here is fucking hideous.
It's great.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you cannot screw up Robotnik. I mean, it'd be very hard.
There's no such thing as too ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot screw up Robotnik by making him ugly. He's supposed to be hideous.
But you can't screw it up by making him handsome too, because that's hilarious.
True.
Good shit. Well, you know, silly little action story, but that's fine.
There was nothing wrong with it, yeah.
Frankly, you know, without the caveat of feeling like absolute filler, Archie could have used a lot more stuff like that during its melodrama seasons.
Yeah, just some stuff of just some fun action.
There was a lot of that comic that was more of a soap opera than an action story.
Yes, I hate it.
Well, we're not doing that. Instead, we're doing
Thank God.
Voice of the People, Kitching and Elson. A protest springs up to show Robotnik that the citizens of Mobius are tired of living in fear.
Hell yeah, finally the people stand up. And then are immediately sat back down.
A little bit. But yes, Robotnik is stewing in anger over not being able to find the hidden Emerald Hill civvies when he gets a call from Sonic, who I guess is just here to gloat.
Yeah, he's literally just like, hey, Robotnik, give up, loser. Bye.
Yeah, well, yeah, Sonic literally says, you can't keep any secrets away from me, Robotnik. Because Robotnik was complaining about Sonic eluding him.
Sonic sends Robotnik a threatening Twitter DM.
Might as well be like, or like in the case of the 90s, like a threatening I am over AOL.
Oh, I was thinking it was going to be, you know, one of those letters with all the magazine clippings.
Oh my god, he sent him a ransom letter.
Yeah. But yes, there is some protesters outside vandalizing Robotnik's giant statue of himself. Or rather, one of his giant statues of himself.
Hell yeah.
With white paint, which seems like a poor color choice since it's already light gray. But
no, it should be black paint or red paint.
Yeah. But the Badnik police come out to do what police usually do to protesters, but unlike usual, Sonic is here to save them. In fact, all of the troopers get blasted real quick, including these gold ones that are not Brutus, but they're gold for some reason.
No, those are like shock troops. They call them the SBS. It's a play on the SAS.
I guess. I just mean you should have chosen a different color than gold.
Well, yeah.
They don't have capes, so that's how you know.
Yeah, the capes are how you know.
Yeah, but protesters bomb the statue, which is rad, and Sonic's like, Robotnik's losing his hold over the people of Mobius. I can feel it. Don't know if I agree with that. We'll see if something happens in the coming stories.
Yeah, the Robotnik Empire is so weird in Sonic the Comic.
I can see why Sonic would say that.
I mean,
I feel like he's saying this just to make sure that the readers know that's what's happening.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because I feel like he would just
101.
turn around and be like, okay, Badnik's for everyone. Like,
it's weird because, on the one hand, this version of Robotnik is the most obsessed with making people into robots of any version, but this is also the series that most tries to portray a society living under him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. But everybody gets out of there before the Gestapo shows up. Robotnik is angry and he's like, I need to reassert my status as a symbol of fear over the populace.
This frame where he's like, don't you understand, Grimer? The people no longer fear me, and he grabs him by the neck. Robotnik looks so monstrous.
It's
compared
awesome.
to-
So, in this next story, is he going to reassert his symbol of fear? No, it's something completely different. This is Plasma, Kitching and Nelson. Sonic faces an enemy that tests his status as a symbol of freedom.
Actually, well, in the beginning, Robotnik is reasserting his symbol of fear.
A little bit.
We have random violent searches.
Yeah, I like this bit where they like just grab someone from their home, and they're like, wait, no, they haven't done anything. Everyone's guilty of something sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. It's literally just, we're making an example of you.
Yep.
Basically.
So I guess when I say he's not, it's just because, like, it kind of feels like he was doing stuff like this already.
Yeah, well, I think it's more so the rest of the story doesn't have anything to do with this.
It's just to show you we haven't forgotten about this plot line.
Right.
There's stuff happening in the background, but you care more about what's happening with Sonic, right?
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting an Eggman story about this.
No, that's what the writers are saying.
Yeah.
It's all about the back and forth. Case in point, Sonic, Amy, and Johnny are here doing their work, freeing people as usual.
Really weird because, like, way back when Amy was first introduced, it was like, oh, Amy is Sonic's girlfriend, and then we like forgot about it for a while.
Yeah, we haven't really used that.
She shows up, and these prisoners are like, oh, look, it's Amy, Sonic's girlfriend. And Sonic's like, what are you talking about? Like, as if he also was surprised this is coming up again.
Well, and I am too, because, you know, as we've established, Amy hasn't really been doing that. She's mostly just been
really hasn't.
Helpful teammate. And it's funny because she kind of it almost teases him after this, because they say that Sonic gets really pissed off at the implication, and then she's like, anything for you, sweetheart. And it's clearly like she's joking about the fact that she's not his girlfriend, essentially.
Yeah.
So, very strange. So, they free the dudes by shooting the control panel, I guess?
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their guard has returned. It is Plasma Master of Electrons and Arnhem Abacus, who is a nerd, I guess.
I love the name Plasma Master of Electrons.
He's a master of positive ions too, but never talks about it.
It's true.
That's a good editor's note. And yeah, he's really electric and dangerous. Sonic attacks him, but he can't do shit because he's made out of pure energy.
Yeah.
And Amy... It's really weird what goes on here, because Amy's like, Sonic, keep attacking. You can do it. I believe in you. And he's like, all right, I get up. And he goes again and again. And Amy's like, all right, now I'll attack the real guy.
Yeah, Amy basically just uses Sonic to bait Electron away.
Yeah, she attacks Abacus, whose little calculator is actually the controller for Plasma.
And that makes him dissipate for some reason?
Yeah, she has some sort of technobabble explanation for how it totally makes sense, which also implies, I think, that Amy really is supposed to be a techie in this comic.
Yeah, I guess she is supposed to be a techie, which
is weird, because we added Techno for that, and then Amy and Techno are going to start hanging out, and all of these traits are going to completely disappear from Amy.
Well, yeah, to be fair, we haven't seen Techno in a little while, so...
She's not really a main part of the team right now, so yeah.
Yeah, Amy we see a lot more often.
Techno mostly orbits Short Fuse right now.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah, Sonic doesn't know what the heck happened, and Amy lies to him and lets him think he beat Plasma.
Yeah, he takes the praise. He takes the credit so well.
Yeah, and Johnny's like, well, obviously Amy did that. Why did you lie about that? And she's like, well, Sonic needs to remain the symbol of freedom and peace for Mobius.
I guess.
But my thing is that you were the one who told him to keep attacking. You know, at a certain point, would he realize that, oh, this is worthless and I should attack the other guy?
No, I don't think he's ever going to realize it.
I mean, I guess he's not now.
No, Sonic's too full of himself.
Better hope this guy never comes back, or else Sonic's gonna think he knows how to beat him.
Yeah, but if he does, better hope Amy's with you.
I thought this was actually a pretty cute moment.
Oh, no, so did I.
I thought it was interesting, a different way of sort of Amy showing their affection silently,
Sure.
for Sonic here, much better than alternatives we've seen.
I do agree with that. I get what they were going
Yeah.
for. I think that it's just a little messy in the logistics of it.
Yeah, fair.
But, you know, we like Amy in this comic, so I have no problem with her doing this.
Yeah, I think this comic is this story really cemented really liking Amy in this comic.
Yeah. Moving on, our next story here is Return to the Miracle Planet, or Little Planet as we normally call it. Kitching and Corona. While working on fixing Little Planet, Sonic sees something terrifying. And it's called, he looks at this story and sees how many panels have him drawn with blue arms.
They got blue arms, oh boy.
This might have the most blue arms coloring errors of any so far.
A few of these are almost green arms.
Yeah, there's a couple panels where it looks like they drew him with blue arms and then tried to color over it with his muzzle tone.
Right. It's kind of it's pretty funny.
Strange. But yes, Little Planet is still a giant metal Sonic head.
Right. Yeah, they're here to work on trying to reverse that.
Yes, we are finding the alpha device conversion rod thing, but it grew huge during the month that Metallics controlled the planet.
Right.
So, Kintober AI, they have him in this little box. He's like, I'm going to try and reverse the polarity on the rod.
Technobabble.
But something is lurking behind us. Oh no. And Sonic's like, I'm a chase after it. And it's like, oh no, it's a Metallics that's red? Is it the Emperor?
Yeah, a red Metallics.
Except the Emperor doesn't have legs.
It's so weird. I feel like
And
it's
he
got to be
also-
an error.
Well, he also doesn't seem to want to actually fight Sonic.
Well, yeah, I
Well,
mean, that's for a reason. The coloration.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
understand, though,
Well, I assume the coloration is to make him distinct from the other blue Metallics.
I guess.
Or from Sonic. Or maybe he's just
Or from
rusted, I
Sonic.
don't know.
It has, yeah, that could be it. Also,
But yes, Sonic Attacks is like, wait, don't. But
Sonic doesn't care. All robots must die.
yeah, he catches up and is ready to stab it with a piece of jagged metal.
Jesus.
And it's like, no, don't make me. And then it launches a chest blast at him.
But Sonic's fine.
Yeah.
Didn't use its full power.
Yeah, he
in-
used minimum power.
No, this is all a big misunderstanding. This is in full view of the other fighters, but it's like, no, it's not a real chest blast because I'm not a Metallics. And this bit is really weird, where Sonic starts talking to him. Amy shoots an arrow directly at the back of his head, just as he takes off the Metallics head to reveal he's just a bird guy in disguise. Amy's gonna be an accidental murderer because she shot at him. Sonic catches the arrow and then just keeps talking like nothing even happened.
Yeah, I guess Sonic didn't want the guy to be terrified that his not girlfriend tried to kill him.
Sonic-
real quick, I want to question the logistics of this disguise. Where are his limbs?
Yeah, they're so skinny. Like, how do you fit your arms inside the Metallic's body? You don't even have Sonic proportions.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way the Sat AM SWAT bot disguises work.
I suppose so. You know what?
By us
It's
not
still
giving a shit.
it's still not as bad as those.
No, it really
yeah.
isn't.
But Bird Guy is like, oh, I was captured by the Brotherhood for experimentation, but I escaped and disguised myself until I could get home.
Oh, maybe they cut off his limbs.
Go. That would be gruesome.
That's a little too dark, actually.
Anyway, I guess this is a half explanation as to why they kept around Porker. They were something they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People on.
Pity we don't get to know what it was, but
I mean, maybe we will later. I don't know. Really weird moment here, though. Back to the arrow thing, because Amy's like, "Oh, hey, wait, what happened to my arrow?" Like, she's not concerned about like the fact that she almost shot him. She's just like, "I was right on target.
I was right on target.
Didn't it
Why'd I
hit?"
miss?
I should have killed that guy.
Yeah, why isn't this guy dead?
Also, she could see well enough to aim directly for his head, but not see well enough to see Sonic catch it?
Or see the fact that... Well, no, she fired it when he was still wearing the Metallics helmet. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. But Sonic lies, and he's like, I don't know, it landed over there.
I'd get some practice in if I were you.
course he
Does he
has to do
think that if he tells her, she's going to try again? Sonic, buddy, this isn't Sonic X. No, I don't think there's any version of maybe this is bloodthirsty, but yeah. So Kentober's device apparently is going to take a long time before it fixes the planet, so it's not happening yet. Anyway, let's go home.
Yeah, shouldn't we keep an eye on this?
No,
I don't know.
Last time you left Little Planet alone, nothing went wrong.
Ah, yes.
So that's the story, and that's our comics. What did we establish here? Little Planet will just eventually be normal again? I don't know.
Orker left the team.
Oh yeah.
Those are pretty much the only two things that are plot relevant that actually that happened this week.
Yeah, but you know what?
We got some plunder lore though.
Oh yeah, we
Captain
got
Plunderlord,
Captain
yeah.
Plunderlord. You're right, and we got the
Yeah.
friggin' Dargabrargs, the whatever Tantalus,
Anyway,
whatever those things
Don't
are.
expect those to return, but I guess they could.
I guess they could. Yeah, I mean, Archie has conditioned me to just expect anything can return.
Anything can happen, and you know what? That I would say that this is the strength of these comics. Kitching and Stringer were almost the only writers for the lion's share of the entire series, which means that if they introduce something, you can expect that it might come back.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, filler stories as they might be, some of these were fun, you know?
Oh yeah,
I was not
there was
bored
nothing,
throughout any of this.
Yeah, there was nothing offensive or bad. It was just whatever.
Yeah, Sonic the Comic, fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, so good time. Next time on Deep Dive Zone, we will have some crazy stuff on hand. We will have movies and Supersonic. We'll have Revolutions. We'll get to see Brutus again. We'll get
Hell yeah.
probably me gushing about Last Airbender.
Okay.
That is the original cartoon, not the dog shit live action stuff.
That's what I figured.
How do you screw up the live action version twice?
That's aside from the point. Stay on topic.
With all that being said, fine, you jerk. That's where we're going to be done for tonight. If you enjoyed this episode, please kill Bruce for me. Please go to Bruce's house and punch him for me. No, if you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week. I will not say the wrong week like I did last time. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and take care.